Mark had been in a long-distance relationship with his girlfriend Sarah for over a year now. They had met while studying abroad in Japan and had hit it off instantly. After a few months of dating, Sarah had to return to her home country of Australia, leaving Mark behind in Japan. They had decided to stay together despite the distance, and Mark had been planning a trip to visit her for months. As Mark stepped off the plane in Sydney, he couldn't help but feel a little nervous. He hadn't seen Sarah in person for so long, and he didn't know what to expect. But as soon as he saw her waiting for him in the arrivals area, his nerves melted away, and he felt a huge smile spread across his face. "Hey you," Sarah said, running over to give him a hug. Mark held her tight, feeling her warmth and her familiar scent, and he knew that everything was going to be okay. Over the next few days, Mark and Sarah spent their time exploring Sydney, taking in the sights and sounds of the city. They visited the famous opera house, walked along the beautiful beaches, and sampled the local cuisine. Sarah showed Mark around her hometown, introducing him to her family and friends, and Mark felt grateful for the opportunity to get to know the people who meant so much to her. But what Mark enjoyed most was the time he spent alone with Sarah. They would lie in bed in the mornings, talking and laughing, enjoying each other's company. They would take long walks along the beach, hand in hand, watching the waves crash against the shore. They would sit on the balcony of Sarah's apartment, sipping wine and watching the sun set over the city. For those few days, Mark felt like the distance between them didn't matter. He felt like he was exactly where he was meant to be, with the person he loved most in the world. He felt relaxed, happy, and content. As the time came for Mark to return to Japan, he felt a pang of sadness in his heart. He didn't want to leave Sarah behind again, but he knew that he would see her soon. As they hugged goodbye, Sarah whispered in his ear, "I'll be waiting for you." And Mark knew that no matter how far apart they were, they would always find their way back to each other.